Picture this. Two people set out to achieve the exact same goal. They both start on the exact same day. They both find a training program. Both people get the same curriculum, the same number of coaching sessions, and the same amount of hours per day to work on their new passion. But fast forward 2 months and these people are in completely different stages of their journey. In fact, person A, let's call him Henry, is still struggling to get any runs on the board, while person B, let's call her Isabel, is experiencing fantastic growth. Henry feels like this is very difficult, while Isabel is having the time of her life. So what makes them so different? Let's assume neither of them is particularly good looking, so they're not showing lots of skin on Instagram. And let's also assume neither of them is particularly smarter than the other. In fact, let's even assume that both people are not afraid to fail, they both take massive action, and they're 100% committed. So what makes their results so drastically different? Well, today I'm going to share with you something that acts like nitrous to achieve lightning fast progress in almost anything that you apply it to. I call it the question matrix. Over the last decade, I've invested an extraordinary amount of money in coaching and mentorship programs. And in every high-level group that I've been a part of, this pattern keeps emerging. Those who succeed fast and those who flounder. And what I've noticed is it has to do with how you ask questions. Because often what comes out of your mouth is precisely what's happening inside your head. So learning how to ask better questions gives you a key advantage to be able to use your advisors better. Whether they're teachers, mentors, coaches, or simply your peers, when you know how to ask excellent questions specific to the challenge that you're facing right now, you don't get bogged down. You quickly get traction and you start getting results. Then as soon as you get results, you apply this process again and you get even better results and so on. So let me show you how this works in the simplest, fastest way that I can. So this is the question matrix. 2 lines. A big cross. Do it on a whiteboard, do it on a piece of paper, do it on a tiny little notepad if you want. You can quickly get to the question that you need to be asking. So this whole process relies on the premise that only when something is moving can you steer it. Once you have momentum, it's easy to steer, to pivot as you learn new information. That is the journey. That is the process of getting closer to the things that you want. So here is the exercise. You can do this in any area of life. So you've got your cross. On the top line, I want you to ask yourself the question. Here it is. What 2 areas of your life do you want improvement on? Now, I'm going to give you some examples so you've got something to go with. I'm just going to use myself. Here we go. So for me, 2 areas, easy. Always want business improvement. Always want health improvement. Easy. Second question. What one thing do you know will push this forward? Very simple. Not many things, one thing that you know. This will definitely push this forward. No question. So write that down. So for this example, I'm going to put, well, for my business, I know right now, I lost my audience a while ago. So what I'm concerned about right now is simply audience growth. That's what's important to me right now with my business. So I'm going to write audience growth. Now for health, what's one thing that I know is going to, well, for me, it's sleep. I don't sleep as much as I'd like to, but I know that is one thing that would probably improve everything with my health. Great. Easy. Notice I don't have any real useful questions to ask my coach or mentor yet about either of these 2 columns. What I'm doing is I'm discovering where I'm stuck. That's the whole point of this. Okay, so now question 3. Keep repeating question 2 until you are left with an action. So using my example, repeat question 2. What one thing do I know will push this forward? Well, what's going to push audience growth forward? For me, I know that whenever I'm invited to speak in a group, that is an immediate wave of audience growth. And it has a long tail because those talks get repeated and people keep coming and joining my audience. So I know that that is one thing that is going to push things forward. Great. Audience growth, done. What about for my sleep? Well, okay. I know that whenever I hit my 11K average steps in a day, that's going to make me sleep better. So now the health column has an action. Great. Get to it. Get to work. I don't have any more questions. I've reached my answer. I've coached myself to the answer. Now it's just time to deploy action. However, in the business column, I don't have the answer yet. I need to keep asking questions because I can see that I need to speak in more groups, but I don't know how to do that. I need to keep asking. So if I've repeated this process and I get to this point and there's too many options, I don't have a clear answer, that is the definition of being stuck. I'm stuck. I could do a number of things, but I'm not quite sure. So that there is the question that I need to bring to my coach or my mentor or to somebody who's done this better than me before. And what happens when you start doing this and bringing good questions to your coach or mentor or teacher they'll recognize you've brought something to the table and they'll meet you halfway, and they won't stop until you get clarity. It will go back and forward, and you will volley and you will work on the problem until you have an answer, until you have clarity around your very next move. So that is how you use the question matrix to quickly arrive at where you're stuck. And then when you're stuck, you take that question to your mentor or to your advisor or to somebody who's already done that thing that you want to achieve. This is how you bring a better question to your next coaching call, your next mentorship session, or the next time you're hanging around some smart people. It will get you way closer to what you want than leaving it up to chance. Because if I'm going to be around someone and I know they're a couple of steps ahead of me, let's say they've got freedom that I want, or they've got the kind of money that I want, or they're rubbing shoulders with the kind of people that I'd like to rub shoulders with too, or they've got skills in an area that I would just like to have those skills, then I want to know that I'm bringing my best to these encounters for the time that we have to share. And almost always there's a chance and a time to ask a question. And what am I going to use that opportunity for? To talk small talk? To leave it to chance to see what might happen? Or to bring a great question that would trigger meaningful conversation with a strong likelihood of leading to insight and opportunity? Learning how to ask better questions is one of the best skills you can learn. You'll be able to use your advisors better. You'll be able to learn more quickly in almost any situation. And you'll be able to get what you want faster than you've been able to do your whole life. Because now you have a new incredible skill. I'll see you in the next video.